Hello students, good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss one more lesson called The Gardener, and this lesson is written by P. Lankesh. Before I carry you the lesson, just have a brief discussion about the author. The lesson name is The Gardener, and this lesson is written by P. Lankesh. He is well known writer in Kannada, and also he was journalist. So he born in 1935 and died in 2000. A writer and journalist in Kannada, and he has completed his honors in English from Mysore University. This story, which is in Kannada, translated by H.S. Raghavendra. This story is actually in Kannada and this is translated into English by H.S. Raghavendra. He is also a well-known writer in Karnataka. Okay, so this is a translation lesson from Kannada to English. Now, there are two questions arises in the lesson, and as per the one activity given in your book, that we have an activity, is there a difference between competition and rivalry? If you open your page number, book page number 59, and the first activity, pre-reading activity, you find the first reading one, is there a difference between competition and rivalry? So my dear students, what do you think? Is there a difference between competition and rivalry? Yes, because competition is for positiveness and rivalry is for negativeness. When you are competing with someone, you develop a kind of motivation. You always want to compete in a positive way. And when you have a rivalry, it's because of the jealous. So that you do not like the person who is going ahead than you. So you want to pull his leg. That's why the rivalry develops negativity in a person's mind. So that's why competition is healthy and rivalry is not healthy, which has so many problems. Okay, so this is the difference. So why we are talking about this competition and rivalry? In this lesson, there are two people when we talk about. So let's talk about the lesson characters. Here we have four characters: Basvaya, Tamanna, owner, as I have given some characteristics of the owner, and the owner's wife. Among these four people, we have this lesson and we are going to learn. Author P. Lankesh, he wanted to start the lesson in a unique way. Wanted to begin the lesson in a different style. As you have seen different types of movies, different types of stories. In the beginning, the movie starts. Old movies are different, and nowadays the movies are different. Somebody is dreaming, suddenly they will go to the flashback, and from there the movie starts. Or some movies like Three Idiots, a person jumping, from the stage or from the airport, and then he is running, and on a car, few of his friends were waiting, and they were dreaming about the past life. Or if you see some movies in the form of old, as you can see, the hero or the actress are small, they were kidnapped, separated from the family, and again from there they are growing, and after that the movie starts. In this way, we have different types of stories where they have different types of creativity, so that the listener, the viewers should have a different impact when they watch. Because of that, P. Lankesh, the one who did it in Kannada, he started this in a different way, in a different method. So that's why he doesn't want to reduce, he doesn't want to lose the value of the lesson. He wanted to hold it so that if he begins it in a different style, viewers may interestingly find it and read it. That's why he says, I don't want to lose the interest of the writing and interest of the story. I am going to begin in a different manner. in what way he is going to, he has started in a different manner. He thought of suddenly in his genesis, in his ideas, and he thought of old man and he started writing about him. So he says about the old man in the story. So what he says, in the story there is a man, in the story there is old man who started walking miles together towards Chennarayapatna, a village called Chennarayapatna, and there is a group. After walking miles, he reached the group, and his characteristic feature, he looked tall figure, hair gone grey, long beak like nose, strong muscular arms, newspaper tucked under the arm. He was having newspaper under his armpit, and then he looked laborer, overseer, philosopher, and all rolled into one. It means he was a complete man. As you can see here, laborer. He was having the knowledge of laborers, farmers, agriculture related activities. He was having the knowledge. Then overseer looked highly intellectual person. The problems one cannot solve, he used to solve them easily. So he was overseer, and then he was philosopher. He used to put ideas for the people. So that's why P. Lankesh says he rolled into one. It means he was a complete one man. Tall figure means he was completely tall. His figure was well built, strong and healthy. Hair gone grey. It means after black, the hair gone grey and then they convert to white. Long beak like nose. His nose was little long. Strong muscular arms. He was very healthy, energetic, strong. He was having muscular body, and then newspaper tucked under his arm. So characteristics about the old man who walked from the distance and he reached one village called Chennarayapatna. Chennarayapatna. So he walked to this place and he stood. When he walked to this place, Chennarayapatna, there is one group. And this group owner wanted to see a person who is exactly helpful to him. There is one group, Chennarayapatna, and near that group, the owner was ready so that he could get someone and start working for him and should be beneficial for him. So the moment he saw the old man, few words were exchanged. He looked experienced by his body language. So the owner felt maybe he is quite helpful person, so let's appoint him. He appointed him in the field to work. Before appointing the old man in the field, the owner was having debts with him, and he was bankrupt. He had to pay loans to the banks. He was under depression and tense. The moment the old man came to the field, started working, he became rich. Gradually, he started becoming rich, and then the owner became lethargic, lazy, and sheered away from the hard work. He was completely dependent on the old man who started working. At the time when the old man came to the field to work, his field was hardly having 10 acres of land. Now, after the old man's arrival, his field expanded to unimaginable. He even doesn't know that how many acres of land he has. So he cultivated two bad habits. Bad habits like drinking, smoking, fooling around undue guys, bad friends, or following women. In that way, he started two bad habits, and then he became lazy. He stopped working because his lifestyle has converted completely fashionable and attractive, with colorful dress, with a colorful events. He never listened to his wife, and then he lived his life according to his own way. And also at the same time, he was a bankrupt person. Okay, so till here we have studied two things. One is the characteristics of old man and the characteristic of the owner, how he was. Now everything was going well. The owner's wife was quite sad and depressed because she wanted to know what went wrong with with her life, because the husband earlier, who was bankrupt, was not having work. He was quite all right. He used to listen to her. Now, since he started making money, he is not at all listening to her and fooling around the undue people. So, whether the arrival of the old man proved good one or the bad one, or has it proved good or bad? Is it good or bad for the woman, the arrival of the old man? So she started thinking. One day, the woman, the owner's wife, started going towards the man who was working in a field, and looking at her body language, the old man come to know might be she is in a problem. So she wanted to know how to develop her husband, or how to change her husband. So he wanted to calm her down. There was one tree, coconut tree. Under the coconut tree there was a well, and on the well there is an embankment. Embankment in Hindi we say katta. So on the embankment he made her to sit, bought coconut water, offered her, she drank, and wanted to tell him something. At the time he started telling her his own story, because here he doesn't want to reveal he is a tamanna. Actually, the story starts from here in a unique way, in a different manner. It means here author is making use of the old man as a narrator, and old man has a main character here, but he himself is a narrator. He is not talking about others' life. He is giving his own life's experience, what has happened in his life, but he wants to keep it secretly that he is not that person. Alright, so the old man, when she wanted to tell him something, he started to tell one story. He said that once upon a time there were two people called Tamanna and Basvaya. So after saying Basvaya, he changed that, because he thought if he says Basvaya, then the lady may be familiar to his name. So he changed the name and said that Samboji. So he changed Basvaya to Samboji, and he said that there were two people called Tamanna and Samboji. They were rivalries, not competitors, they were rivalries. They were having their own life, they were having a beautiful life. All the people liked them in a village. He had 10 acres of land, and even Samboji had some acres of land. So they led their life happily. But when Tamanna started acquiring more acres of land, Basvaya also led into competition, and if Tamanna purchases 4 acres of land, Basvaya purchases 8 acres. If he purchases 10 acres, he purchases 20 acres. If he purchases 30, then in this way the rivalry started between them. It went such a pitch, such a mode, that no space, no land left in the village to purchase lands for others. When they continued like this in the village, no pinch of land left for others to purchase. Now, Tamanna has 200 acres of land, and Basvaya has, Tamanna has 2000 acres of land, And Baswaya had 800 acres of land, or 200 acres of land less to Baswaya. So what he did, he went and asked him, he sent to like his supporters, asked him to sell 200 acres of land. Tamanna in reply told, I am ready to purchase even that land, whatever he has. Ask him to come and sell me. Afterwards, when Tamanna did not sell, Baswaya came in force and built fence against the property, against the field, and then 2 acres of land forcibly he made on his name. He started farming and comfortably started to live there. Afterwards, Tamanna didn't do anything. He kept quiet. His supporters came to Tamanna and advised him, police is there, police we have, law we have, court we have. If not, we are there to attack him. Why are you keeping quiet? If you continue like this, he may spoil you everything, and he will take away your entire property. Just do something. Then Tamanna advised, if I do the way he did, what is the difference between his life and my life? So I will follow my ways of life in a different way, in a different method, so that he should not do, but he should not identify who is behind his life, and I will spoil him as well. In that way, Tamanna wanted to follow a different way, different method to punish him, to destroy him, and that punishment is singing ballad songs upon the Baswaya's cruelty. What the cruelty he is doing to him, based on that, write some songs in the folk songs and sing in front of people, and people should know what type of person he is. In that way, Tamanna, because of him, started writing and singing songs, and he became famous in the eyes of the people. So many people started coming to his home, critics, analysts, and then there were so many people who wanted to share money with him, and they wanted to translate his songs to different languages. They were also ready to pay the share for those songs. In this way, the Tamanna continued to grow because of the positive ways of understanding, because of positive ways of competition. Here, another side, Baswaya shrunk in humiliation. He cannot do anything because he was having only money with him. He was having only land. He was having acres of land. So whatever he can do only on the land. He was having no other options to do. So that's why he built a mansion, the biggest mansion in the field. And then he invited scholars, poets, musicians, philosophers, and then he started them to sing. But when people were coming there, they were asking, you have everything, Baswaya, but you don't have Tamanna's books here. So he doesn't like that particular sentence, what people are again asking about Tamanna. Then he bedecked himself with the gold, diamond, jewelry, expensive dress, clothes, and then in that way he led his life. One day, when Tamanna was not well, he wrote him telling that health is wealth. It means if you have health, you have everything. If you have no health, no use of life. In this way, the story continued, and the half part we will see in the next class. Thank you.